Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Sturer Emil. It's the Tier 7 German tank destroyer. It's located on the south spawn of Fisherman's Bay and it's under the command of MCHammereD. Now the Sturer Emil happens to be one of the tank destroyers that I'm currently grinding, yes, and I was quite enjoying it actually, surprisingly enough. You can see that he's got the 12.8cm gun, which is basically similar to the one on the Scorpion G, but as you can see this is a much slower vehicle. Only two were built, they were prototypes and they were built from the hulls of VK3001H's, which as you know were the prototype tanks that Henschel made for the Tiger. Well, this tank destroyer is incredibly slow. It doesn't weigh a lot, it's 38.5 tons. Well, I suppose you might say that's a lot, but it's not armour. It's the actual hull that actually is that weight and the gun. The armour on this vehicle is atrocious. It's only 50mm at the front, 30 at the sides and the rear. And so basically virtually anything that touches this vehicle is going to pen it. But it does have a magnificent gun. It's the 12.8cm Canon 40. It's capable of 490 alpha with the long gun and penetrating 231mm of armor with standard ammo. And you can see here MCHammereD has only loaded standard AP and HE. Well, the HE will do 630 if it can penetrate through the armor of the enemy tank. So it's a big hitter. It's a very slow tank. It's very vulnerable. If it gets spotted, it will get penetrated by just about anything. And I can tell you from grinding this thing that it's very easy to get spotted because it's actually quite big. It also has a very low ammunition count. As you can see here, he's only got 15 rounds and he's chosen to load 13 rounds of standard AP and 2 rounds of HE. Now on my Sturer Emil, I actually load mostly AP. I think it's 10 rounds of AP and 5 rounds of the premium, because every now and then you come across an enemy tank that you need the premium ammo to get through. Oh, beautiful. Well, we don't know what happened to the shell, but if he did actually hit that target, that SU-152, then that guy is at this moment smarting after having lost nearly 500 hit points. He's not going to waste ammunition on another blind shot because he can't afford to. He just doesn't have enough ammunition to continue doing so. And if you look at the minimap, you can see there's a CS-52 Liss, the Fox, over by the windmill. So if he actually gets seen, and well, he might get seen because one side of his vehicle is exposed, then he could actually lose a lot of health very suddenly the moment he gets spotted. Sturer Emils make big targets. They're very easy to hit. You don't want to be seen by the enemy if you can help it. What they do have is a fantastic gun depression. It's 15 degrees. It's actually tied with the Dicamax for being the biggest gun depression on any tank destroyer. It's a huge amount, 15 degrees. It means you can rock ridgelines because all you have to do is just gradually roll up until you can see the outline, shoot and pull back, and they can't do a thing against you unless of course they launch an artillery shell. If they do hit you with an arty shell, you are going to suffer. That's for certain, because they will smack you about with an arty shell, and I've been smacked about quite a lot of time. Yes, he did hit the 704 and he's just hit him again. 504 hit points, and he was seen this time, so he has to pull back quick before anything happens to him. Yeah, the 274A managed to return around. That's what I said, you know, this thing, if you get seen, you're going to get hit because you won't be able to reverse. The maximum forward speed is 25 kilometers an hour, the reverse speed is only 12. If you're seen by the enemy, you are easy meat. Either the tanks will get you or the Arty will instead. Now the good thing in this battle is there's no Arty, so MCHammereD can move about freely without actually getting splattered. This tank destroyer doesn't have any roof, and that means it's more susceptible to HE from Arty than any other vehicle. As you may know, I put up a video from a game I had 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now actually, where I was in an AMX-13 F3AM on Karelia, and it was an assault game, and with my first shot of the game I one-shotted an Emil because the shell landed right into the cockpit, and the only reason I blind shot him, the only reason I saw him was because he knocked a tree down, and I immediately knew somebody had to be there. MCHammereD is trying to get close as he can without being spotted. Now, as I said, they only made 2 of these, and in fact actually there was 2 Dicamaxes as well, and they were all sent to the Stalingrad front in the Soviet Union, or Russia as I should say, because that's how far they got, and all of them were knocked out. But when they captured the Sturer Emil, which is currently in the Tank Museum at Kubinka, it actually had 22 rings on the barrel, so it actually killed 22 Soviet tanks. Now he's taking a risk moving up like this, but I think he feels it's worth it because there's a number of enemy tanks here. Trouble is, if he does get spotted, he's probably going to get hammered really, really quickly. So he must think it's worth doing this, and I kind of get the feeling he might be waiting for the enemy at the back of the map to make a move. You can see his viewing circles show that even though he's a long way away, oh, we can hit the Emil, and the Emil's killed. Now he didn't get the kill shot, but he took away 478 hit points from a low roll. The long reload is also a major problem with this tank destroyer. The book reload is 13.23 seconds. He's got it down to 12.94. Oh, he gets revenge. The Object 430 just took a massive hit, but he can't pull out and come across the gap to kill MCHammereD because that list is sitting there. But now he just got hit by a Super Hellcat, who obviously could still see where he was, or blind fired into the bush. Now I wouldn't go around the corner because the Object 430 is obviously looking to get a shot, but if he pulls back far enough, he might be able to get and use the ridgeline and use that 15 degrees of gun depression to take that Object 430 on from a distance. Oh, we've lost the Fox. So he's trying to get away now as fast as he can over the ridgeline so he can now engage the 430 from a distance. In fact, actually he's headed down towards the town using that Centurion as a bodyguard, you could say. Where's that 430? Can't see him. Well, there's only 5 left on the enemy team anyway, so let's see how he goes on from here. Now the name Sturer Emil means stubborn Emil, so it's basically suggesting that it's a very difficult person. They actually, as I said, there were 2 vehicles. One of them was named Max and the other one Moritz, and we don't know which one is actually in Kubinka. Obviously the Wargaming didn't actually include that information in the wiki. Actually, I haven't actually looked up in the encyclopedia. Normally I look in the encyclopedia to see if I can find some information as well. There's the 430. Oh, this is risky. Yes! Good shot. And now he's going to have a chance of getting the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, which is the tier 8 German tank destroyer, this is the one that you're working towards when you're playing the Sturer Emil. Oh, and his shell dropped low. And that's one of the bad things about the Sturer Emil. The gun accuracy, it leaves something to be desired at long range. At short range, it's okay. Oh, and it went over him this time. What is going wrong? This gun does troll you a lot, I can tell you. I've been trolled more times than I care to mention. Now he's only got 8 rounds left. I would actually load a HE round right now, because if he touches a Waffenträger with an HE round, it's going to do very significant damage. And there's the Sturer Emil. Now load the HE. He's going to fire standard round. That's better. 481 from that shot. He pulls back just in case the Waffenträger is looking in this direction. Or the Borsig, I should say. Of course, the Borsig was made by Rheinmetall, and this one was built by Henschel. I think it is actually a Rheinmetall gun. I'm not sure why he fired that one. I think he was anticipating there might be an enemy down in the bushes below, but he's now down to just 6 rounds left, and there's still 4 enemies out there. I think he was looking for that Super Hellcat. And he is in the bushes, but right at the back. That's where I thought he was. Now, where did that one go? That looked like a ghost shell, because it actually looked like it did go through the Super Hellcat, but he was seen, and he's trying to back away without an angle. Unfortunately, angling doesn't really work on this thing, although I have actually blocked a shot when I was wangling, you might say, as Steve Walsh says. Wangle, wangle. I have actually blocked a shot myself in a Sturer Emil by doing that. You deflect a shell off the tracks. Now, can one of our teammates spot that Super Hellcat? And then we can finish him off. It's 4-all now, so somewhere in the back there. He's only got 5 rounds left now. So 1 for each tank and 1 to spare. Now the thing is, all of them are tank destroyers, so all of them have got thin armour. And yes! At last, the Sturer Emil goes. Not so certain about this though. Again, he's relying on his teammate. Line the gun up, that's it. A bit further, a bit more. Okay, the Borsig's in sight. This is taking a risk. If he shoots, he will probably be spotted straight away, but it's worth it if he can get the kill. No, he's actually behind the rock. Nothing we can do about that. Go to the back, because the Progetto might be able to see our Super Hellcat. There's the Borsig. Yeah, he is behind the rock. And he just killed our Super Hellcat. And, oh no, we just lost the Progetto as well. So he's electing to stay in the bushes now. It's just him and the Centurion 1. If this goes badly, if they lose the Centurion, I'm not sure that MCHammereD is going to be able to save this one. And yes, he gets the Borsig. But he was spotted, and that means he's going to get hit by the Super Hellcat. He's wangling as much as he can, and no, the Scorpion got him instead. Yeah, I think that's the American Scorpion, funnily enough, and he's got 4 kills. It's the tier 7 Scorpion. Dear me. Well, yes, it was a bit of an exposed position, that one, and now the Super Hellcat is making his way over to kill the Centurion. And he'll probably do it in 1 shot. Either that or he's trying to hold the guy there so that the Scorpion can move up and get a better shot on him. And there it is. The Scorpion gets the kill that wins the game for the enemy team. So unfortunately, this one is a defeat. And here's the end of battle results, and it was an ace tanker for MCHammereD in the Sturer Emil. Very well done. He did do enough damage to get that ace. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, and he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, but unfortunately he wasn't able to carry the team through on this one. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he's top of the table when it came to damage with 3,763 hit points. The next high scorer was the E50 with 3,464. Next damage after that was the Super Hellcat with 3,210 on the enemy team. When it came to kills, it was the M56 Scorpion. What am I saying? He got 5 kills, 1/3 of the enemy team, and 4 kills went to the E50, and 3 kills went to the to MCHammereD, and also to the Object 430 and the Borsig on the enemy team. In fact, actually, I should point out that one of those kills was MCHammereD by the Scorpion. When it came to base XP, it's the enemy team does the best, with the Scorpion getting 1,657, 999 went to the Super Hellcat, and 876 went to the Borsig. And, well, MCHammereD is top of the table with 777, so he's actually in 5th place when it comes to base XP. The Scorpion, by the way, he just got a Fire Effect, Bruiser and Fighter, and that's all he managed to get, even though he only got 5 kills. But MCHammereD, yes, did get an ace tanker, and he also got that high caliber, which is the best thing about this game. Let's have a look at the detail. He fired 12 rounds, so he only had 3 rounds left at the end of the game. You don't get much ammo when you get the 128mm gun. You get much more ammo with the 105mm gun, which is a stock gun, which actually makes the Sturer Emil more like the Dickermax than anything else. In fact, actually, the two are complementary, because you can actually train the crew of your Sturer Emil in the Dickermax for free and boost their skills, and that will actually help you a lot to get accurate shots when you finally do get that 128mm gun. 3,700, you got 9 direct hits and 9 penetrations. So when he did hit the target, he did hit it and it went straight through. That's the best thing about that 12.8cm gun. It really is very efficient at punching holes through the enemy. 3,763 hit points of damage, of which 2,012 were at more than 300 meters. 4 hits received, all 4 were penetrations. I did say the armor is ridiculously thin, and I'm afraid that's why this thing, you really can't afford to be seen by the enemy at all. If you do get seen, more than likely shells are going to come flying in from every direction to take you out. Most of them, if there's Arty in the game, you really don't want to be seen at all. You want to try and take on the enemy from a position and use the bush mechanic as much as you can to try and prevent the enemy from working out exactly where you are, because if the enemy Arty sees where you are, they will hit you if they can. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and 557 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium account, he earned 31,277 credits and 30,000 credits from personal mission payout, 3,150 for the achievements award. That's because he got a battle hero medal in a losing or drawn game. So his total was 81,641 credits altogether. After repair and ammunition resupply and no premium ammo used whatsoever, he actually made a profit of 64,651 credits, and that's very decent score in terms of credits, because he didn't use any premium ammo. A lot of people are tempted to carry a few premium rounds, but these are expensive premium rounds, so it's not always viable to fire a lot of premium in this thing. But if you want to get the damage, sometimes you just have to. 777 XP, 435 for the achievements awards, took away 1,818 experience points altogether. Now, the Sturer Emil has got one of the longest grinds to actually get the good gun, the 12.8cm. It is a very long grind, but I think the thing is, it's a lot easier if you've got the boosters from having a premium account. So at 5 games a day, you can actually boost your score up so you can get to that gun, because it's about 60,000 XP, I seem to remember, or 58,000 XP. Just to get the top gun, and then you've got to get all the way up to the Borsig as well, and so it can be a bit of a bind. But if with careful use of boosters and the first few games of the day, then you can actually get to the 12.8cm gun as soon as possible, and then it's a lot more fun, because even though if you get spotted, you get wiped out, you can deal a lot of the damage to the enemy and use that 15 degrees of gun depression. Really, it's like a Scorpion G on steroids, you might say, in terms of what it can do at tier 7. Because of course, Scorpion G is tier 8. Normally it'll be in it might be in a tier 7 game as a top tier, but most of the time it's going to be bottom tier in a tier 10 or a tier 9 game. And in which case then, when you're in a Sturer Emil and you're top tier in a tier 7 game, but you're facing up against tier 6 opponents, it's going to be a lot easier to penetrate them and do huge amounts of damage to them. So it's a fun tank destroyer, but it's a bit of a grind. It's better if you've got a Dicamax. So I'd always recommend getting a Dicamax if you haven't got one to play alongside the Sturer Emil so you can get a good crew. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. It's sad that MCHammereD didn't get the win, but I've got a few battles in the Sturer Emil myself I could have actually used, but I haven't got an ace tanker in my Sturer Emil yet, but I do have high calibers and the like in it, so I do know what it's like to get those. But well done to MCHammereD for getting an ace. Sad that it's in a losing game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.